Hey guys, Jack Pro here, back with another video. So last time I did one of these, it was when the Fnaf AR Wave 2 was released. But now, with the addition of Liberty Chica, the tie-dye plushies, and the Fanverse plushies, we are doing another updated edition of this. Yay! Yeah, every 2 waves I'm going to do a new tier list. Plus with the old ones, my opinions do change. So here we have all the tiers, triple S, which means nothing can beat it. S is just like perfect. A is really good, where it's like almost perfect, but one flaw that brings it down. B is, just good. C is average. D is like bad. E is pretty bad. F is terrible. And Z is dog water. And yeah, I know that there isn't a such thing as a Z tier, but I don't care. Alright, let's start with Freddy himself. I'm going to put him in really good. Like, he's too bright, and I feel like a lot of my problems from the Wave 1 plushies is that they're too similar to Sanshi's. Like, I feel like they should have changed them up a bit to look more like the animatronics, which is what they did later on, starting with FNAF 6. I wish they made that change earlier on because it makes them more unique, but for this design, this is actually pretty good. Also, like I said, he's too bright, and those eyebrow flaps are just kind of cheap to me. I'm not the biggest fan of them. And then Jumbo Boy, here for same reason. Animatronic Boy. You know, both of the animatronic boys go in B tier. Because the jump scare function is pretty cool, and I like how they replicate the animatronics, but the faces look a bit weird. Also, Freddy's too bright, once again, so yeah. Alright, Bonnie. I'm going to put in B. I mean, just look at him, he's friggin' zonked. Like, that face. Also, the ears should be a little farther apart, but really, other than that, there aren't many problems with him. Chica. They had the right thing going, but they messed up the face. Like, this is not what Chica's beak looks like. I don't understand why they needed to make her angry, and she should have pink eyes. And Bonnie should have, like, a more reddish eyes. Like, even Funko, looking back on this, Funko themselves hated this design so much that they never used it again for any other Chica plushies, so yeah, that shows it's so bad even Funko doesn't want to remember it. Foxy, I'm going to put in really good. Same with Jumbo Boy. Easily the best of Wave 1, but the brown parts, they went for this more poopy, like, diarrhea color, which I don't understand. It's supposed to be dark red. Like, kind of like what they did for Captain Foxy. It should be dark red. And then Toy Foxy, I'm going to put in average for just the fact that this exists instead of Endo-1, as well as the gray hands and feet. I don't understand that. And also the weird lip-tongue thing and the lack of a bow tie. And the original release had the eyelashes coming out of the pupil, though the re-releases fixed that. And Jumbo Boy, well, actually Jumbo gender bent character. Same reasoning. I don't understand why they made so much merch of Toy Foxy. Like, I would prefer merch for Endo-1 because they slapped her in with the rest of Wave 1. The non-exclusive Wave 1 plushies, which makes her feel kind of out of place because the rest are from FNAF 1, but this is like a form of a character that doesn't even appear physically in the game. That's a problem I have a lot with the earlier waves. The earlier waves, Wave 1 and 2, had multiple games sandwiched into one wave, when I would have preferred separate waves, each based off a specific game. Like, Wave 1 is FNAF 1, maybe there could be 2 waves for FNAF 2 due to the high enemy count. Wave 4 is FNAF 3, Wave 5 is FNAF 4, and so on. Golden Freddy, it's alright. I definitely prefer Sanshi's, though, because I feel like they pulled off the possessed look a lot better. Like, his eyes look too normal, and there are some inaccurate colors. And Shadow Freddy, no. This is literally Funko's most overrated plush. Like, you know what? Yeah. I know I just pissed off the whole community, but it's literally just a purple golden Freddy, and I really wish that they based it off the FNAF 2 Shadow Freddy, which they kinda did, but it doesn't even look like Shadow Freddy. You could say it was based off the minigame one, but many people wanted one of the FNAF 2 Shadow Freddy. Yeah, literally Funko's most overrated plush. I already made a custom of Shadow Freddy, so I don't see why I need to get this. Toy Freddy, I really like the look of this plushie. The details look really good, but he's too dark. You know what? Just flip around FNAF 1 Freddy and Toy Freddy's color palette, and bam, fixed. And also add Toy Freddy's to Nightmare Freddy. Alright, Wave 2. Alright, Toy Chica, such an improvement over FNAF 1 Chica. Yes, it did go for a more stylized look, but I really don't care. It still really looks like Toy Chica, and it looks very cute. And it does use the sewn-on eyebrows, which I prefer over the flaps. And yeah, I really don't have any other problems with her. Alright, now the Toy Cupcake, I feel like this one was a bit unnecessary, but it's made up for by its accuracy, and it's really good for Toy Chica cosplayers. I've seen a lot of cosplayers use this plushie as the cupcake, and I can see why. Kind of weird that we got this and not FNAF 1 Cupcake, but whatever, it is what it is. It's still cool. Has a good role in my series. Alright, Cupcake, I'm going to put in really good... I mean, why did I call this Cupcake? It's the puppet. Now, the details look fantastic, really looks a lot like the puppet, but the problems come from the proportions. He's too fat. If they used the sister location human body type and applied it to this, then it could actually work really well. Alright, Springy. I'm going to put him in average. It just doesn't look too much like Springtrap to me, like those eyes. Like, I don't understand the eyes, they should be gray. And also the body color is supposed to be like a darker green, and the withering is a bit inaccurate. Although I do like the way the withering was done, even if it's not very accurate, and the protruding wires look pretty cool. I just think the tie-dye one pulled off the accuracy a lot better. Looks more like Springtrap to me. This looks more like Scrap Trap, in my opinion. I know Scrap Trap didn't exist, but it would have been fine if this was supposed to be Scrap Trap, but supposed to be Springtrap. So, it kind of brings it down for me. It's not horrible, though. Alright, now, Nightmare Freddy. He's not that great. They literally just took Freddy, added some teeth and tears, and called it a day, which is not what Nightmare Freddy is. Jumbo, Nightmare Freddy, same reason. What's that face? He's very fat. Alright, Nightmare Foxy, I'm going to put in D for... I'm going to put in C, actually. He has the same issues, and he has the eye patch, but in my opinion, he's a bit better than Nightmare Freddy. For just having a cool plushie, like, for the Nightmares, aside from Nightmare Bonnie, the quality of the plushies are good, but the accuracy isn't. Which is why I kinda like them, but at the same time, I don't. And then, Nightmare Cupcake, easily the best out of all the Nightmares, but I'm going to put in B tier, because why this and not the person who owns the cupcake, that being Nightmare Chica? Also, the icing is too bright. That Toy Bonnie, I mean, do I really need to explain this? Just look at that. Alright, Mangle. This doesn't look like Mangle at all. Like, for example, why the nightmare-like teeth? I don't understand. And the body, they're supposed to make it gray and have, like, the extra endo head, but they didn't. If they at least made the body gray, then I could put this in B tier, but it's not. It doesn't look like Mangle. It looks like Toy Foxy gouged her eyes out, ripped off her skin on her arms, and snorted a bunch of crack. It doesn't look good at all. Nightmare Bonnie, I'm gonna put in F tier. Easily the worst of the Nightmares. Same problems, they just took Bonnie and added some teeth and tears. And for the Withering, it's even worse. Like, the Withering actually looked cool on Freddy and Foxy, but they literally just eroded on the tummy and ear pattern, which wasn't done very good at all. Jumbo Boy, same reason. Kill me. Alright, Phantom Foxy, I'm going to put in C tier. I really like this plushie in terms of design. I think the material used actually makes a lot of sense, considering it's supposed to be a ghost, and I wish they used this material for Phantom Balloon Boy instead of the security breach fabric. However, the problems are that they forgot the Withering. If they add the Withering, then this could be put in A tier, but I have to put it in average because they didn't. It's just a bit inaccurate. Not terrible, though. Then Baby, I'm going to put in A for the same reasons as the puppet. Good details, but proportions are not very good. She should be a lot fatter. I feel like if she used the same body type as the originals, then it could be better. Also, the eyes, they should be green, not blue. Ballora, horrible. The prototype looks so much better. Just look up Ballora Plush prototype and you'll see what I mean. Like, this just looks awful. It looks like an android. Like, one of those horrible humanoid-looking robots. Like, I know that Ballora's a humanoid robot, but in the games, she looks cool. This is just terrible. Alright, Funtime Freddy, I'm going to put in D as well. Like, he doesn't look psychotic enough. Like, we all know how psychotic Funtime Freddy looks, but he does not look psychotic at all. He just looks stoned. Also, what is Bonbon? Alright, Funtime Foxy. She's easily the best out of all the non-exclusive ones. So, I like this plush a lot. Definitely the best one. And then Ennard, I'm going to put in C. They had the right thing going, but they add a snout for some reason, which kind of messed it up. Which we all know Ennard isn't supposed to have a snout. He is a humanoid character. I mean, I get what they were trying to do with, like, the little cone shape on the nose, but they couldn't really pull it off. I feel like if they just made it flat on the face, like the nose attached to the face, kind of like they did babies, it wouldn't look perfect, but at the same time, it wouldn't look terrible. Right. Bonnet, I'm going to put in A. Like, it's a really good plushie, but I don't understand why we got this and not a full-size Bonbon. I feel like if they made Funtime Freddy and Bonbon separate plushies and, like, add a magnet mechanic which could fit them together, then it would be really cool. Also, she's the same size as the others, which makes no sense considering how small that Bonnet is in the game. Thankfully, Funko did realize that mistake when they made Helpy, small. Then Lolbit, a really cool easy variant in my opinion. And for a SL Custom Night character, this is definitely the best one out of the SL Custom Night characters, and they mostly did him justice, though the feet should be orange. Other than that, though, I really like this plushie, definitely one of Funko's best. Yeah, Wave 3 wasn't great, though these guys are pretty good, aside from the proportions on Baby and Bonnet. Alright, Exotic Butters. Oh yeah, I forgot about him. Yeah, he goes in F tier. The basket color is too dark. He literally exists to meme pander. And why did they add the Velcro feature on all, like, why Exotic Butters of all FNAF characters? Like, who would make a friggin' meme into a plush? It was already dead by that point. Like, I feel like if they made a Michael Afton plush and add this as a prop along with Hand Unit, then I wouldn't have a problem with it. But they really didn't need to make an entire plush based on a meme. Alright, Blacklight Wave. Now, my opinion, this is an okay wave. Like, I don't hate the idea of the blacklight designs, because I think Funko's blacklight designs in general look pretty cool. And one recolor wave isn't very bad in my opinion. Plus, the concept works well with FNAF, and Scott Ott himself liked these so much that they were almost put into FNAF VR. I honestly wish they were put into FNAF VR, because these designs look friggin' sick. I just wish that they made Bonnie, Chica, and the puppet as part of this wave, rather than 2 Freddys and 3 Foxies. It would make it a bit less repetitive, which is another reason why people didn't really like this wave. Now, Toy Cupcake, well, Green Toy Cupcake, I'm going to put in A tier. None of these are getting past A tier, because, again, they aren't actually in the game, but they look cool. I really like the colors on this one. Fits very well. Blue Freddy, definitely my favorite out of the entire wave. The blue works fantastic here, in my opinion. I don't know what it is, but the blue just works really well on Freddy. Jumbo Boy, same reason. Alright, Pink Freddy, he's more average. I think the blue color is more interesting than the pink, to be honest. I feel like the pink would have actually worked better for Bonnie. There's just something about it that doesn't work on Freddy, in my opinion. Blue Foxy, I'm going to put in B. If it wasn't for Sly Pie, he would be in D. He just doesn't look very interesting, and he's honestly kind of forgettable. And then Green Foxy, I really like this one. I love how it basically predicted Radioactive Foxy in FNAF AR. Purple Foxy, I'm also going to put in A. While Freddy is my favorite one of the wave in general, this one is definitely the best out of all the Foxies. I friggin' love the purple. Jumbo Boy, same reason. I'm so glad that they picked Purple Foxy as the Jumbo Foxy. Purple Foxy is a fan favorite of this wave, and I can see why. I really like the design. Alright, these 2 extra Jumbos I'm going to put in A tier. They look sick. I honestly wish that they made this one green, because I feel like the green works better with Freddy, and it kind of predicted Shamrock Freddy. And the blue cupcake, I really like this one. I wish they made like a jumbo cupcake, but the colors here look really cool. I love these. I wish I didn't have to pay $100 on eBay for them, because if I didn't have to pay $100 on eBay, I would snatch them up and they would be in my collection. Alright, Balloon Boy, the existing character in this wave. I'm also going to put in A, like, this propeller is literally the worst propeller I've ever seen on a plush, but other than that, I really don't have any other problems with him. He does definitely look like Balloon Boy, so that's good. Alright, now on to Wave 5. Oh no. Theodore, I'm going to put in S tier. I feel like making a toy into a toy isn't a horrible idea. It's actually a pretty good one, and it does definitely look like Theodore, so it does him some sweet justice. Definitely one of the better plushies of this wave. Stanley, literally one of the worst plushies they've ever made. Like, I don't know what Funko was thinking when they thought this was a good design, like, at all. Alright, Twisted Freddy. I'm going to put in D. Like, what is that face? I get what they were trying to go for, but they just couldn't pull it off. Also, those bubbles look atrocious. Alright, Twisted Bonnie. He looks really bad. The colors aren't very accurate, I feel. And the double jaw was done horribly. They literally attached it to the shoulders rather than the actual jaw, which, let me just tell you, is not good. Alright, Twisted Chica. This doesn't even exist. I feel like we should have gone Ella instead. That way we get all of Charlie's toys and the Twisted ones, and that's good character selection, but no, they went for a character that doesn't even exist. Unlike Chocolate Freddy, Candy Freddy, she doesn't have a good reason to exist. They had plenty of Twisted Ones characters to make in the plushies. Alright, Twisted Foxy, I'm also going to put in E. Again, the colors aren't accurate. I don't get why they made the eyes that way. Why'd they bother adding the hook thing if said hook isn't there? I'm glad that they started adding the hooks on Foxies with the Dreadbear wave, because honestly, that's something I feel like should have been there from the beginning. But this just, it doesn't look good without the hook on it. It just looks out of place. Twisted Wolf. Most people hate this plushie, but I honestly think he's one of the better ones. I think that adding the shiny material for the black side of it is actually really cool. Really adds the contrast really well. And I really like the fur, too. I think this plushie is a guilty pleasure of mine. Alright, that was Wave 5. That was horrible. Let's move on to Wave 6, which in my opinion, the plushies themselves are really good, but the character choice is awful. Because they literally did 2 of the rock stars, 1 of the scraps, 4 of the mediocres, and 1 of the Posh Pizzeria characters. I feel like if they just did the rock stars, the scraps, and Helpy, then the character selection could be great, and it would be my favorite wave. And maybe if they do a FNAF 6 wave 2, they can do the rest of the old characters that they never got to. It's just, the character selection is a bit too random. Though, like I said, the plushies are good. Helpy, he looks adorable. Does him some sweet justice. I love him so much. And they did make him smaller, which makes sense. Jumbo Helpy. I'm going to put in triple S, because it improves an already great plush, I feel. Like, Helpy was already awesome, but something about this just looks better. Like, although he's not my favorite FNAF plush in general, I put him in triple S tier because he's easily the best Jumbo that Funko has ever made. Rockstar Freddy, I'm going to put him in S tier. I really don't have any problems with him. And, oh god, what is this? I don't like the look of this at all. He looks really sad, and a lot of the details that were embroidered were printed. I just don't like this at all. Rockstar Foxy, I'm going to put in B tier. Like, the parrot and the peg leg could be better, since the parrot could just be more than just printing, and the peg leg should be skinnier. And I feel like the teeth, adding the teeth would make him a bit better, but other than that, he's pretty cool. He looks adorable. Panda Tiger, when I first got him in the mail, Panda Tiger said he really liked this plushie because he just looks adorable, and I can see where he's coming from. It looks cute. Pig Patch, why though? I mean, like, the face looks a bit wonky, and also, why Pig Patch? Orville, I'm going to put in A tier, because, I mean, like, why? I mean, Orville's a really good plushie, but just why him? Like, I don't understand. What are these character choices? El Chip, again, what are these character choices? But he's still really good. Lefty, I'm going to put in really good as well. He is the only one of the scraps they made, which sucks. But for the one scrap they made, it's actually really good. The colors are a bit inaccurate, but that's the only issue I have with him. He's otherwise really good. And then Jumbo Lefty, I'm going to put in D tier for the same reason as Rockstar Freddy. It just looks bad. Also, what is that at? Alright. Happy Frog, I'm going to put in A tier just because Happy Frog isn't a very good character, but the plushie itself is pretty good. Same reason as Orville and El Chip, like, good plushie, bad character selection. Mr. Hippo, I'm going to put him in B tier for the same reasons as Pig Patch, bad character choice and weird looking head. Candy Cadet, I'm going to put in C tier. Like, there's too much printing, there's no embroidery whatsoever, but they did make a new pattern that definitely looks like Candy Cadet, and the details themselves look nice. Most people hate him, but I also find him pretty average. Spring Bonnie, I'm going to put in really good. Like, they should make him look less depressed, but other than that, he's really good. So glad he got a plushie. Good character choices. Alright, now into the horrible security breach wave. Alright, Glamrock Freddy, I would put him in bad, but the re-release improved him since he actually has a real bow tie now instead of the printed one, but even then he's still missing lots of details even on the re-release, so that brings it down. Glamrock Chica, I'm going to put in B tier. She's actually not too bad, but she's missing her lipstick, and one of the, one of these, like these little pink things, should go on the other side of the face. They only had one of them. Alright, Roxanne, E tier. This is missing so much detail. It's just unacceptable. Like, this looks unfinished and rushed. Also, that hair is literally the worst hair I've ever seen on a plush, like, in my life. Alright, Montgomery Gator. Easily the best out of the security breach wave, but the mohawk should be wider, and it's also supposed to be red and not orange. But other than that, he's easily the best one out of the security breach wave. Looks pretty cute and does Monty some sweet justice. Vanny. I mean, do I need to explain this? They had the right thing going, but they messed it up by not adding the whiskers and the smile, which just makes her look really bad. She looks like a sad egg. And Jumbo Vanny, I'm going to put her in average. In terms of looks, it definitely is better than the original Vanny, but still missing the smile, so it's not perfect. Freddy Frostbear. Now, after the Security Breach Wave, we have 3 random releases. Freddy Frostbear, a really good plushie. Like, if they add the ice on his ears, he would literally be an S, or maybe even triple S, but I'm glad that they made Frostbear into a plush, because, I mean, Frostbear is a Lumix's only character, like, character that isn't a skin, so, good character selection and good plushie, aside from not having the ice on his ears. Alright, Security Puppet. He's honestly kind of small, and the puppet itself is made out of the Security Breach material, but it does definitely look like Security Puppet, and I do like it coming out of the box. I hope it gets restocked soon, because I don't want to pay like $100 on eBay. Literally, the cheapest price I can find is $70, which is just sad. Alright, Phantom Balloon Boy. I'm going to put in B tier. It looks a bit inaccurate, but not horribly inaccurate. Also, the face looks pretty creepy, which kind of fits the character Phantom BB really well because of how creepy the character looks. Honestly, a very underrated exclusive. Alright, Spring Colorway. I mean, these are literally recolors of the black lights, which are already recolors to begin with. Also, the fact that even for the Jumbo Boys, they literally took the same character selection that they did for the Jumbos, which is why they are all dog water. These are literally the worst plushies they have ever made, in my opinion. Spring Colorway Vanny, I'm going to put in C tier. Like, it exists, and they still don't add the smile and the whiskers, but I feel like the colors that they use for it are actually quite nice. Really works well for a character like Vanny. Alright, Chocolate Bonnie, I'm going to put in A tier. Definitely the best part of the worst wave that we got. Like, I love him so much, aside from not having the bite in his stomach, and I actually have him with me right now, along with the other AR plushies that I have. Yeah, I love Chocolate Bonnie and Frostbear. If they add the side bite and the ice on the ears, then they could go higher, but for what they are, they're really good. Dreadbear, literally my favorite FNAF plush that they've ever made. Like, Curse of Dreadbear wave is definitely my favorite wave they've ever made, because while there is definitely quite a lot of printing, it does do the characters justice. All the plushies, in my opinion, get a really good or above, which just shows how impressive they are. Like, there's not really an entire wave that has plushies, all their plushies in A tier or above, aside from the Dreadbear wave, in my opinion. I just really like these plushies. And the fact that Dreadbear is one of my favorite FNAF characters of all time, and they did him justice. My favorite character is Nightmarion. Funko, if you're watching this, please make Nightmarion into a plushie. I want that so much, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people do. And if they do him justice, then it could replace Dreadbear as my favorite plushie, because, you know, one of my favorite characters that they do justice. Another reason why I like these guys. And this guy, too. And Jacko Bonnie, I used to not be the biggest fan of this, but it has definitely grown on me over time. It looks a lot like Jacko Bonnie. The head shape could be better, but other than that, I really don't have any other problems. It looks really good. And the mouth is definitely done a lot better than the Twisted Ones wave. Alright, Jacko Chica, the beak could be better, but it's otherwise good. And it's kind of weird how we got this before Nightmare Chica, but whatever, I'm not complaining. I hope they release a Nightmare Chica soon with this exact same pattern, and improving the beak, of course, because that would honestly be really good. Nightmare Chica still does not have a plushie to this day. Alright, Grim Foxy, I'm going to put in A tier. He's missing the top teeth and the shoulder spikes, but other than that, he's really good. He is definitely the second weakest of the wave. Like, the weakest is definitely Jacko Chica, but none of these are exactly bad in my opinion, which is why the Dreadbear wave is my favorite. Alright, Captain Foxy, I'm going to put in really good. Like, the colors aren't very accurate and the outfit is printed on. Also, the hair tuft isn't very good, but other than that, it is really good. The character selection is actually pretty cool in my opinion, because Pirate Ride is easily one of the best levels in the Dreadbear wave by far, as it has the most replayability out of any level in FNAF VR, so you can get the high scores and stuff. And I do like Captain Foxy as a character, and this not only captures him in a decent way, but also looks adorable. I love him. Alright, now after that majestic wave, we have some single releases. Alright, so 2 of these are bad, 2 of these are good. So, Blacklight Glamrock Freddy, I'm going to put in B tier, because this is the one that started Glamrock Freddy having a physical bow tie, and the colors do look really cool. And Blacklight Glamrock Chica, the face just looks kind of weird in my opinion. And Blacklight Roxy, they still didn't fix the details. Alright, Blacklight Monty, this looks sick and I want him so much. These 2 are good, these 2 are bad. Alright, now let's move on to the second to last main wave, which is the Arcade Mayhem / Toxic Wasteland / a bunch of random other events wave. Alright, VR Toy Freddy. I've never really liked this plush. Like, the face looks really weird, and those buttons are literally the worst buttons I've ever seen, but it's not as bad as Live Toy Freddy's. The shade purple that they use is actually quite nice, and the headset, while it could be better, I'm glad that they made a physical headset instead of making it flat. Like, I thought they would just sew it or embroider it in flat, which would not work, but they actually made a legit physical headset, which is good. Alright, System Error Toy Bonnie, I'm going to put in B tier, just because the printed bow tie, though the bow tie does look miles better than VR Toy Freddy's. Also, he's missing the teeth and cheeks. But really, other than that, I don't have any other problems with him. High Score Toy Chica, I'm going to put in A tier, well, S tier. I just placed an order for her, and I can't wait for her to get here. I really like this one. Definitely the best out of all the non-exclusive ones. I'm not putting in triple S tier, though, just because High Score Toy Chica, as cool of a skin as she is, she's not as important as Shamrock Freddy. Excuse me. I've been talking for a while, so obviously my voice might get a bit tired. Alright, Radioactive Foxy. Most people hate him, but I find him pretty average. On one hand, he looks friggin' adorable, and the shade green that they used is actually pretty good, but on the other hand, it really doesn't look that much like Radioactive Foxy. Like, I get they didn't want to make it too similar to Blacklight Green Foxy, but really, with this shade of green, it doesn't look that similar. Also, the hook should be green and double hook, and also the weird endo. Like, they tried to give off the transparent look, but it's just a plushie. They don't need to add that detail. Also, the eyes, like, this eye should just be a circle rather than an eye patch shape. And why they do the blacklight eye for his yellow eye? Just do what you did for the Jackos and Grim Foxy and just make it a full yellow eye. Like, I like this plush for its looks, but not for its accuracies. Same reasons for why I like Phantom Foxy and Toy Freddy. Alright, now Candy Freddy. Whoops. Candy Freddy, I'm going to put in really good tier. Well, actually, knock it down to B. Like, I like the look of it, but there's a bit too much printing. Though not as bad as some other plushies with printing. And also the fact that it's Candy Freddy, a character that doesn't exist. I wish we got Firework Freddy to go along with Liberty Chica, but for what this is, it does look really cool. And it's Funko's first Funko website exclusive, which is pretty cool. Alright, Shamrock Freddy. My second favorite FNAF plush that Funko has ever made. The character choice is really good, since he was the first skin to ever be added into FNAF AR. And they did him sweet justice. Like, the figure could be better, because the figure looks like he pooped all over himself, but this is actually really good. They didn't do a single bad thing to this plushie. Like, I know the chain is printed, but I don't know how else they would put that on a $10 plushie. And I love the shade of green that they used. Looks really good. Alright, now Livewire Toy Freddy. Yeah, if you want my thoughts on this plushie, I really don't feel like explaining it again, so just go watch my review on the exclusive Fnaf AR plushies, because I really don't feel like explaining it. In short, inaccurate, face looks stupid, I don't like it. Alright, inverted VR Toy Freddy, I'm going to put in F tier. Like, the inverteds, I feel like the other three aren't terrible, but just the fact that they exist. Also, VR Toy Freddy's, again, like Pink Freddy, where is he? Oh, here he is. I feel like the pink color really doesn't work too well on Freddy, and this somehow just made VR Toy Freddy's plushie look worse. Alright, System Error Toy Bonnie, I friggin' love this one. Well, inverted System Error Toy Bonnie. None of these are getting past B tier because they are just recolors. I really like the rich vanilla color that they used. Looks really good. Alright, inverted High Score Toy Chica. A bit weird since it's basically just a brighter High Score Toy Chica, but it's not terrible. And then inverted Radioactive Foxy. I really like the sort of gold color that they use, though it does have the same problems as the original, like the inaccurate eyes and weird endo, so it's just gonna stay there. Also, the green hook. Put the green hook on this one and yellow hook on this one. It makes sense. Alright. Liberty Chica, I'm also gonna put in average. Like, the details themselves look really good, kind of like Candy Cadet, but it is a lot of printing, and the crown, cupcake, and book are flat. I understand the book, but the crown, they could have made it physical, and the cupcake, they also should have made it physical. And the dress, I feel like they should have done what Fat Mojo did for their Piggy plushies. It would have worked a lot better, in my opinion. But it could have been worse, in my opinion, because if they just didn't put the props on in general, it would look very generic. So, yeah. Could have been better, but could have been worse. Alright, now on to the most recent wave, the tie-dye wave. Hasn't released in the US just yet, only in the UK and Australia. I saw the review of these guys, except for Freddy and Chica, on the Meme Schemes YouTube channel. You might know who the Meme Scheme is. You all know him. You all love him. We're pretty good friends, and yeah. Thanks to him, I know how good tie-dye Springtrap is. Alright, tie-dye Freddy. Now, in the product image, the face does look kind of weird, but definitely does look a lot better in person, so that's good. And I really love the purple and brown colors that they used. Works really well for Freddy. Alright, tie-dye Bonnie, easily the best out of this entire wave. Excuse me, my voice is getting tired. Now, I'm not going to count these as recolors because they are not recolors. They use completely new bases that have never been used for plushies, and that means, by definition, they are not recolors. A recolor would just be like taking the original Wave 1 plushies and slapping on different colors, but they actually made completely new ones. Tie-dye Bonnie is easily my favorite. I really like the colors they used, and the ears are finally farther apart. The face looks really good, too. I like them. Alright, now, tie-dye Chica, the face does look a bit weird, but not terrible. I'm going to put in B tier, and it is definitely miles better than that abomination known as Wave 1 Chica. Alright, tie-dye Foxy, easily the weakest one. I'm going to put him in average, just because the colors aren't as interesting, and that eye patch looks pretty bad. And also, the hook is just coming out of the hand, which is the same color as the other hand for some reason. It looks like he's growing a hook out of his, like, animal hand, which looks very unnatural. If they made this hand gray, kind of like they did for Captain Foxy and Grim Foxy, it would look a lot more natural, in my opinion. Alright. Tie-dye Toy Foxy. Definitely one of their most overhated ones. I mean, yes, the face does look derpy, but Toy Foxy is derpy to begin with. And it does bear a nice resemblance to the Funtime Foxy plush in Help Wanted. And the colors that they use are actually quite nice, and they actually add legit lipstick and a bow tie, which the original Toy Foxy did not have. So that's cool. Tie-dye Springtrap. I don't care what the community thinks. I think this is easily the second best plushie of the wave, because they did try to make it look a lot more accurate Springtrap in game, and they mostly succeeded. Now, the printing, The withering is printing aside from the feet and the ear up here, but it is definitely a lot more accurate to in-game Springtrap, and they kept the protruding wires and the closed mouth, which is a nice throwback to Wave 2. So, if you guys don't like this plushie, that's okay, but I personally really like him. We need more Springtrap plushies, people. Alright, Fanverse plushies. Most recently released ones. Well, not exactly released just yet. No one has them yet. And they sadly were delayed to October, which friggin' sucks because I was so hyped for these guys. Alright, Candy, I'm going to put in S tier. I used to think the colors were inaccurate, but after closer inspection, they're not really that inaccurate. Really good. I don't have any other problems with them. Then Pop goes, the face looks kind of weird, but he's otherwise pretty good. So I'm going to put him in B tier. And Blake, I'm going to put him in average, because the plushie itself is really good. I feel like the character choice, we got 2 Pop Goes characters and 1 Five Nights at Candy's character, which just feels a bit unbalanced in my opinion. I feel like if they made Ignited Freddy as a plush, I mean, yes, it would be weird because we haven't gotten Withered Freddy yet, but to be fair, Funko did make Nightmare Chica plush, Jacko Chica plush before Nightmare Chica plush. Same thing with the Nightmare Cupcake. Nightmarian figure before the actual puppet, and the AR skins of the toy animatronics as figures before the actual toy animatronics, so adding Ignited Freddy wouldn't be too weird. Alright, so that's every Fnaf plush. So we have triple S tier, my top 3 favorite plushies, as well as my favorite jumbo one. S tier, which are definitely honorable mentions for me. A tier, which are all just really good plushies. B is just good. C is the more average ones. D are the ones that are actually bad. E is pretty bad. F is terrible. And Z is dog water. Alright, so that concludes today's video. Tell me what you think of my tier list and what your opinions are for the best and worst FNAF plushies that Funko's ever made. And I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.